there, welcome. I am Tiffani Monique of EmbraceLifeMedia, where we empower you to embrace life and equip you to build your empire. Here, Thursday, part 1 of our 3-part video series on building a brand. What does it mean to build a brand? What is a brand? The do's and the don'ts of branding. How to effectively build your brand using social media. You know, I really don't even like to use the word brand. I don't even like to use that term anymore because it's so loosely used. We're at a tipping point with brand building, so we have everyone building their brand. You see people say, I am my own brand. I'm building a brand. This is my brand. My brand. Please spare me with the word brand. You do not have to speak on it so much when you're building. You let that speak for itself. So we can really start there before we even go into what it is being a brand builder or having your own brand. Stop talking about it so much and just let it be what it is. You know, a few years back, I remember when Nicki Minaj released an album. I can't remember what it was. But she was on The Breakfast Club, and they were asking her, like, how did you make it so far doing this? Like, how were you able to really set yourself apart from other rappers? And how were you able to really have such a strong following? And one of the things that she said was, I built a brand. I built a brand around what I was doing. If you have taken the entrepreneurial route, kudos to you, first of all, because that really is the only true way to reach financial freedom. What I'm seeing now, what we're seeing now, is more people taking matters into their own hands. And I absolutely love that people are taking matters into their own hands. In fact, I've had so many people on Embrace Life Media talk show, and you can find us on iTunes. I will put the link in the box below. But I have the opportunity to interview so many people who have taken their brand to another level simply by just using Instagram. You know, timing plays a big part in when you are building. And so now we see it everywhere. The part about brand building and building your brand and being your own brand is that everyone's not educated properly on what it takes to really build your brand. What is a brand? What does it take to build an effective brand, especially using social media? And what is it? We're just going to go to a brand really is a representation of you. And I say the word representation because you are always evolving, you're always growing, and a representation is exactly what it sounds like, a representative. So it's not totally who you are, but the key is to strive towards becoming what it is that you are a representative of. Does that make any sense? Just like when you go on a date for the first time, you're not going to let it all out right then and there. You are presenting your representative. Correct? And some of you who don't do that probably won't be on a second date. It's how you make the consumer feel without them even knowing you. That really, in a nutshell, is what a brand is. Building a great brand opens doors. It changes lives. It really separates you from the pack. It really does. So if you are into entrepreneurship, then you want to make sure that your brand is strong. You want to make sure that you have a strong brand. Best way to building a strong brand is just staying true, staying authentic, staying real to yourself. I know I'm not the only one that see it out here, but people who are building their brand and, you know, they're doing their business and they're online a lot, they're wasting a lot of time online doing nothing, just speaking about brand building when really they should be working, okay? And they're always talking about their brand or their business, and they're just, you know, putting on. There's a difference between being authentic and, you know, conveying a certain thing. So if you want a successful brand, then you want to be as authentic as possible without being fake. I know that's kind of like, but we see people who try to keep it so real that they're not even believable. So you don't want to be this perfect robot behind a camera or online You want to make mistakes. You want to let people know you're human. You don't want to seem like you're all the way up here without even really having results. You really want to earn your keep, and it takes time to building a solid brand. So today we see a lot of people perfecting their brand. And what do I mean by that? Well, they're consistent in what they do. Their image looks good. Their flyers are great. You know, their website may be official. We can trust that if I were to hashtag your name or Google you, that you will be right there front and center every 5 minutes posting something. Okay? But I don't know anything about you. I really don't know what your brand is. I don't know your story. There's no personal touch. And without having a personal touch to your high techiness, there's no influence there. You know what I know for sure is that a great brand has great influence. Without influence, you have nothing. So you don't have to have like the most bubbly personality, no. But you do have to be able to connect on some level. And I see that is where a lot of people lack when they are building their brand. A lot of people lack. So when you come off as this perfect person and you have this brand and you're so magnificent and, oh, I work hard and I grind all day and I don't sleep because I'm building this brand, you're more of a sales pitchy person. That's salesy. And how do we feel about salesmen? Nobody likes a salesman. You want to be a human being at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, we all are striving to be greater. We all are striving to build our empire. And through building your empire, you have to have a authentic way. You know if your brand is doing well or not is if you have influence. Striving for a perfect brand, we're striving for influence. Your brand is what will open the door to get people's attention, but influence is what's going to keep it there. Influence is what's going to build your empire. Influence is longevity. And how do you have influence? Well, I'm giving you a little bit more than what I bargained for, but influence takes time. You have to, you actually have to earn influence through diligence and hard work. And that's really it. And people knowing your story and knowing who you are. And that's really it. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has helped someone. Again, this is really, really basic keys to brand building. We will dissect and we will go in more. But I just wanted to share just the basics and just the surface of brand building. April 21st will be the part 2 series of building your brand. And we are going to focus on image. And what does it mean to build your brand using your image? You know, the image is probably the #1 effective tool to influence and building image. What do you see on Love and Hip Hop and these reality shows? These days, we look at your image before we look at your intellect. Did you hear me? I just dropped a nugget. People focus more on your image before they focus on your intellect. And so that is what we will be speaking about next week. Please make sure that you are tuned in, and I'm excited to share it with you. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you Thursday for part 2, but next video release will be Monday. Mwah. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.